Hello everyone, my name is Tom and welcome back to Best of the Division, not Tom, I'm wearing these. Welcome back, to Best of the Division is Talking Wrestling, and this is my 6th episode I believe now. And I'm here with the guest I've been looking forward to doing for a very long time now. I'm here with a big grin on your face already there. Starting off well here, so we keep this going. I'm here with Kat von Kaige. So Kat, thank you very much for joining me, I do appreciate it. So I'm going to start off by talking about your recent win of the British Empire Wrestling Women's Championship,
yes,
where you cast in your, I think it was Dee's contract, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, similar question. How was all that for you?
It all happened pretty quickly, to be honest. Like, I won the Deeds title.
Yeah.
So, like, I knew that Casey Owens and Caitlin Diamond were having a match, so I thought. Yeah. So I watched the match from. Yeah. Like backstage, and like, I thought, yeah, I'm going to cash it in. So I did, and yeah, I hit Caitlin with a Widow's Peak, and I mean, obviously, I guess it was kind of opportunistic on my part because, you know, the girl has just gone through a full match.
That's the entire point of it, of those contracts, isn't it? I mean, you cash in when the time is up, when your opponent's down. I mean, call it being a heel or whatever, but that's the point of it.
Yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't say it's a heel. I mean, I'm like well liked at British Empire Wrestling.
Yeah.
But
oh, that's good.
Yeah, I just kind of.
And that's the times I saw you a bit out the building.
DM, I guess. So I did, and yeah, Widow's Peak, 1, 2, 3. Yay, new champion.
I think that's a pretty good way to start 2018.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, with the Women's Championships. Let's see if you can keep that rolling into the. Yeah. So what I want to talk about is how long have you been working with it? Is it Declan Keller?
Declan Keller.
Yeah. I've never said that name out loud.
I think, is it like a year now, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of time for Declan.
Yeah, and I'm going to guess you're quite good friends with now if he consented to you being his champion for I guess you've got to be quite close, haven't you? So your Deeds contract cashing in, obviously that was a very big moment for you in your career so far, but what would you say has been I'm going to say the biggest moment of your career in your entire career, basically? Because I would imagine like winning a title in that sort of environment would rank up there, but has that been the highlight of your career so far? Because I know you're still young, you've still got a lot of your career ahead of you.
So yeah. But no, definitely I'd say so. I mean, it's my first championship, and you know, it's in London, so that's kind of got a bit of a prestige about it. I feel like, you know, I'm from the Valley, so, you know, London to me, that's a pretty big deal. And, you know, since working with British Empire Wrestling, I've got fans from like all over the world now. And great, you know, and you know, they travel from like. There's fans from like Germany, and they travel all the way to London just to, you know, see me and see us. That is called
commitment,
girls. But definitely I think it's it's great because, you know, obviously I'm the champion, so I guess like there's a lot of little girls there, so I'm like a little role model for those, and
that's
just
nice.
Really,
I'm gonna say it gives them something to look up to, doesn't it? And I think with the direction in general that women's wrestling is heading, that gives them another sort of thing to, and I think you're doing a very good job, sort of trailblazing the women's independent scene, because obviously that is I mean the women on independent wrestling now, they are getting as much, if not more, attention as the men now. So
definitely,
it is good to see, for particularly for the younger fans, them to have someone like you to look up to, especially as you're still young in your career. So you've got a long way to go, haven't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, well, I was still 3 years into my career before I won a championship, but I feel that was a good thing, you know. It gave me time to kind of understand who I am, you know what I mean, who Kat is, and
well, I mean,
it was the right time.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I mean, the worst thing, not a good thing you can do is win a championship too early, isn't it?
Exactly, because
I mean, I see a lot of people saying you can't do that, but you can.
I mean, it happens all the time, but I mean, I think when you've got a championship, there's kind of a a standard that you're expected to, and like people expect from you. So yeah, it's kind of nice to have 3 years experience. And then,
and it must be nice for you, on a personal level to know that.
It's great.
Declan, is it?
Declan. Yeah.
I'm never gonna get that right.
I think it's an Irish name, is it?
I'm gonna say it doesn't sound English at all.
No, I think it's
Declan.
Irish.
I said it wrong already.
Declan.
I'm gonna have to remember. The thing is, I can't write that down, so I'll just read it and say Declan. So it must be very reassuring for you to know that Declan Keller, if I've said that right, thank you, has that sort of trust in you to carry, because
of course,
because women's wrestling is obviously a very big thing now. So with him trusting you to be recognised as one of the country's elite women wrestlers with a title.
Yeah,
that must be quite. I mean, obviously that is a bit of pressure, but
it's also recognition.
I think good pressure,
though.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's
pressure.
Also recognition.
Yeah.
It's like this.
And it's also the fact that they have that trust in you to carry us both forward. Yeah. So I mean, what's it been? You mentioned that now you've been wrestling for 3 years now. Ish.
I'm not sure the specifics.
I'd say it could be 3 years, give or take a month.
Pretty
much. Yeah. So what I want to know is how have you sort of taken to these new heights you're now achieving? Because 3 years, I mean, a year is a long time, but in wrestling, it's not really that long, is it? So
no, not particularly. I mean, no, because you only. Well, most people only kind of wrestle on the weekends, so it's kind of
sort of weekend,
especially in your first year, because you're still trying to get your name out there, so you're not everywhere, you know what I mean? But, I mean, well, I'm having a great run, like wherever. I've just been beaten like at SWA after 14 months of being undefeated. I know.
I saw that face. No.
It's devastating. But I mean, technically...
Hey, 14 months is a pretty good one, to be fair.
Yeah, but I mean, Candy Floss just pins me out of nowhere, and then now she's gone to Japan now. So like, she's not going to be at the next SWA show unless she just flies over.
You can't have your rematch now.
I can't have redemption. No,
you can't have it. Oh no!
I think it's a bit convenient though. I think it is. But yeah, technically, I'm still undefeated in singles contests. I mean, it's not fair. I was in a match, like, Simon Brown keeps putting more and more people in. I was in a match with, it was supposed to be 5, turned out to be 7 ladies.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, God.
It's hard work wrestling all those people. It's not fair.
I don't think you can be blamed for losing your winner of, how long did I say it was, like
14 months.
14 months.
Yeah.
And against 6 other. I am assuming 7 is including you. So so. 6. I don't think you can be blamed for losing your 14 months of beating streak to 6 other women. That is.
Yeah. It's a task.
It is a task, but so. Right, so you've been wrestling now for 3 years. So how exactly did you make the transition from fan into a wrestler? Because I mean, I'm never going to make that transition myself for many reasons, mainly medical. But I imagine it must. I mean, it looks really, really complicated, basically.
I mean, it was kind of a bit of a mad moment for me how I went from fan to wrestler. I guess I kind of did things backwards. Like, I had my son, so, like, the whole time I was pregnant, like, I was having a really hard time. I was pregnant, couldn't walk because I had sciatica, and, like, it was just general pregnancy.
Just general pregnancy issues.
So, I got back into wrestling, like, around about that time. So I'd watch, like, TNA and stuff, and then I think Total Divas started, something like that, but I was just like... I love these girls, and like I really admire what they do.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, when this baby's born, like, I didn't want it to consume me. You know what I mean? So I wanted something that was just my own, like my little baby. So I thought, when I have this baby, when I have my son, I'm gonna I'm going to try. And if I don't like it, I don't like it. But,
well, I mean...
It started off as a hobby, so... Yeah, but I went to, like, a local training school, and, yeah, like, oh, my God, it sucked, and I was really sore. I couldn't move. But
I think, to be fair, that's everyone's first day of training, isn't it?
But, I went back, and I went back, and I went back, and here we are. So,
and I mean, that is a big part of it, maybe because I do know that, well, I mean, not from experience, but I can assume that a lot of people go through that first session, take one but think, oh my God, I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
So
yeah, some do. I mean, some people don't make it past the warm up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I know.
I think maybe probably more accurately, I think 3 sessions.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of whether you're gonna keep going or not. You know what I mean? Because you're either broken at that point or you're really excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was excited. Like, I didn't think that I would get anywhere. I really didn't think I'd be on shows or anything like that. I couldn't imagine it because but 10 months after starting training, I was debuting. So yeah.
Well, that's a pretty good one, and I think that's the same mindset that most newcomers have. They do a few months of training, and they, even though they might enjoy it, they don't think they're going to get anywhere.
Yeah. Because I think it's the best way to be honest, because then you kind of you exceed your own expectations because you haven't got any. So then it's just
I'm going to say I think that's the best thing. Is I mean, when you start wrestling, you do obviously need some goals to. You need to set yourself a goal to achieve.
Yeah.
But I think there's also a sort of you can't expect yourself to be winning the Progress World Championship in first month of wrestling. So
no, definitely not. No, you shouldn't aim to really be doing anything in the first 18 months. I think that's the best kind of mental attitude, because then you surprise yourself, and
Yeah, well, I think that same mentality that served you pretty well.
Like I never expect anything. I just kind of. You only get out what you put in. So
I think that's the best way to put it, to be honest, isn't it? Yeah. So you decided to obviously to start training after watching Total Divas and thinking that's something that I would like to.
After having a child.
Yeah, and after
Usually people do it the other way around. They do everything they want to do, then they have a child. But no, I had to be different.
You did the reverse of absolutely what everyone on the planet would do. So
I'm glad though. I like it. And because he wants to be a wrestler now. Like, he's 3. And I asked him the other day, and he said, he wants to be like Mommy, and like he jumps off the sofa, he does like elbow drops and like knee drops and stuff. He's just he's badass.
Well, I would say that having a mum who's a British Empire Wrestling champion is a pretty good way to get into it, to be honest.
I mean, he doesn't understand it, but I'm hoping, when he's a bit older, you think it's really cool.
Yeah.
And, he'll still see, like, you can be a parent and still follow your dreams. It's not like you have a child and then your life's over.
I think that's what a lot of new parents think, is that you have a child, and then it's some sort of unwritten rule that you've got to then go into really boring desk job or something.
It is. And then
so absolutely props to you for breaking that sort of for just saying, and at this point, in my other interview, I had all monetization with the ads, so you basically saying fuck that. So basically, it's point blank, isn't it, to say not going to do that? So absolutely props to you for doing that. So,
thank you.
So how exactly did you get interesting in the first place? Because I know there's a sort of stigma of it being fake and all that sort of stuff, and I know that a lot of, my personal experience of telling people that I like wrestling, and I get all sorts of looks for it.
Oh, yeah, so do I.
Yeah, so
but it's fake, though.
Yeah, and it just,
I loved it as a kid. I mean, they're like superheroes, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And I don't know, it's like, it combines so many things. It's a sport, but no one actually knows. There is no defined actual thing for it. Like, is it a sport? Is it?
I think it's sort of a mix of it's sort of a mix of sport, drama, soap opera. I think it's just a mix of everything, really. Just a bit of everything thrown into it. Although
and it's a show. I mean, I think, I mean, I've always loved, like, just, you know, singing and just, you know, being a part of
Yeah,
stuff
which we will
like
get
that
to that
anyway.
later on in the interview, so I'm glad you brought that up, actually.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I quite enjoyed it, though.
Well, to be fair, even if you'd have not brought up your singing, I would have brought it up anyway, so you weren't going to get away from that.
No, but no, yeah, like, I've always been interested in, you know, I was always in school plays, I did quite a lot of things in school, so just extracurricular. I was always looking for
sort of
what
bonus
me.
things to do, really.
Yeah, but nothing ever really stuck, and then wrestling stuck because I mean it's a mixture of like sport.
Yeah.
And I did gymnastics.
Yeah.
But it's a mixture of all things. I mean, you know, you come out. It's you know, it's quite theatrical. Like I tried to make my entrance quite. You know, I tried to make a scene.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Like,
yeah. Well.
So I think that aspect of it.
I mean, considering your two nicknames are the vintage villainess and the leading lady, I think it's pretty obvious that you like to make an entrance, don't you?
I
do. I think your nickname of the vintage the villainess part more than the vintage sort of shows in your again not fully fledged heel but sort of a bit of a tweener.
I can be
yeah because I mean I saw you I think the first time was at Full Force in a tag match with was it Evelyn? Against Connie and I can't name now. Millie McKenzie, that's it. I can't remember, forgotten.
Oh my goodness. Millie's super fan and he's forgotten.
Oh crap. Sorry Millie if you're watching this.
Maybe it's because it was too obvious, because I didn't think of it either, do you think?
I think that must be because it was too obvious.
Tom.
I'm sorry. Sorry Millie.
Oh. But yes.
Yeah. Oh God! Don't tell me that, please. Yeah. So that was the first time I saw you, and you weren't really. You were sort of a bit of a tweener. I mean, obviously you were more the heels, they were the baby faces, but
yeah.
I think that is evident in your characters. I know you are called vintage villainess, but you're more of a anti-hero. Would that be the best way of describing it? Someone who,
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, basically someone who just does whatever it takes to win, basically. So,
exactly. That's exactly what.
Best way to describe it, isn't it? Yeah. So when
I'm kind of, I guess, you know, I'll give everybody a chance until you give me reason to, you know,
just not basically.
Yeah. Game over then.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said that you've done wrestling for 3 years, and obviously you faced quite a few, your fair share of individuals there. But is there anyone in particular that you've not yet faced that you'd really like to? Oh, that's.
I think there probably is.
I can guarantee you there is. It might not come to you at first.
Always put on the spot, yeah. Let me think.
That's always the sort of killer question, isn't it? You sort of ask that and you think, and you could have 5 people, but then they all go out of your mind at that point.
Yeah. Oh no, I think. Well, I have faced them in the past.
Yeah.
But it was like my second ever match.
Oh yeah.
So it's quite an experience. I think if I could wrestle anybody, I would wrestle Tony Storm.
Oh yeah, I think
I'd love. Yeah, that'd be.
I think that'd be a very entertaining match to see, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we wrestled, but it was so early in my career. You know, it's just like I think it'd be a lot better now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because what I would imagine, obviously I can't say my experience, I don't wrestle, but what I would imagine is that you went and watched that back and instantly you sort of think, oh, I should have done that. You could have done. I think that's sort of thing, isn't it? You watch it back and you think, I should have done this and that.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like character development as well, because obviously you get more comfortable in your own skin. So like if it's your second match, you're still quite like, oh, proud. But now, you know, I kind of, I love it now. It feeds off it now. So I think it'd be great now.
Yeah. Yes. So I think that would be a pretty good match. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I've seen a couple of times anyway. Her at BEW, or am I making that up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's, I mean, she was a BEW champion.
Oh, yeah. Oh, before you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Casey Owens. I think she was before Casey, I believe. Yeah, she was, and then I think she went to Japan. But so it's quite. I mean, I guess I look up to them all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Well, I think the thing that sort of I'm trying to think what word now. What's the word? Landmark, sorry, that's the word. It's sort of facing your heroes going up, isn't it?
Yeah,
really, I think that's a bit of
it is.
I think that's thing that everyone, especially if you do become a wrestler, that's what you want to do. You want to face the people who you grow up watching, and maybe not grow up watching, but you faced once, and you want to do it again when you're more experienced.
Yeah. Like I really admire Tony. Like I always have. Like because she was active when I was just starting, so she's one of those people that I look up to. Yeah.
So again, going back to your 3-year career, which I've been referring to a lot in this video. So in that time, you've obviously faced a fair few people. So who would you say your best opponent was? Not necessarily your favourite match, because obviously that might be different. But who would you say is your favourite person you faced, not favourite match you've been in?
Favourite person I faced? I've wrestled like a lot of good people, and a lot of good girls.
Again, this way it gets hard to sort of single them out, isn't it?
Yeah. I think, well, to be honest, I think it is the same as my favourite match. Like, I've wrestled her twice, but Lana Roston.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I felt like I really gelled with her, and like she said, I remind her of her, like in her earlier days,
in her sort of younger years.
Yeah. So, and I found we just work really well together. Plus, she's cool anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Probably Lana. Yeah.
I think that's a pretty solid.
I always go back to Lana.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm running out of questions now. Oh yeah. So I'm. Again, I am making a complete assumption here, because you might fall on I hate it, but here you go. I am going to assume that, like most people, you grew up obviously watching WWE and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
That was it. So I'm going to ask you, because this is a question that I know quite a few people wonder about. Well, not just you, about but in general.
Yeah.
That if you could face anyone in the WWE, who would it be? And I'm not talking about people nowadays like Charlotte or whatever.
Like when I was
literally anyone who's ever wrestled in WWE.
Ever.
Yeah, basically.
Probably Lita.
Wait,
Trish. Wait, Lita and Trish in a triple threat.
I think that'd be a pretty solid one.
That'd be amazing. I don't know how I'd fit into it, because obviously those guys have got, they'd have that feud going on. I don't know, I'm talking, obviously past tense, but I don't know, fit me in there somehow, and then,
Well, I think that could be a pretty
those
interesting match, to say the least,
Those were my girls. Like.
I think for most people, girls especially, they were the sort of essentially superheroes growing up, weren't they? Because
they really were. And to be honest, I feel like just those two were just my favourite. I just loved everything about it. I mean, So, Lita was so different, wasn't she? Do you know what I mean? She did not fit the mould of like all the other girls were like blondes and like they've all got massive boobs.
Oh
and they all look really pretty.
And
It's like Lita. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Lita isn't pretty, because she is, but she had that whole like. Yeah, I don't fit in. Like I'm edgy.
That kind of thing. I
know these combats, like so. I just really like that.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think that she was. I think now, I know Trish obviously does get a lot of credit for that, which to be fair, she deserves it. But Lita was, I think, well, for me personally, and I know that there's a bit of a war between them two.
Yeah, it's great though.
And so I may lose a few subs saying this, but I have always preferred Lita to Trish.
Fair, it's a fair statement. I mean, probably. I guess so. I was a tomboy. I kind of related more to her, but I did appreciate Trish. I did. Yeah. I agree with you. I probably agree.
Yes. So going back to your tab, which I really embarrassingly forgot the name of my favourite wrestler, so I shouldn't have really done that. But is there anyone particularly that you've not yet tagged with in a match that you'd like to, because and if you can think of them, people you'd like to face in a tag match, I mean, that might be because I'm imagining in your 3 years you've tagged with a fair few people, haven't you? So
yeah.
So but is there anyone that you've been watching in the indies that you've not yet worked with, or maybe you have worked with them, but you've been tagged against them, so with them. So I really am sort of squeezing out you.
It's terrible. I'm always like that. I just go blank.
Don't worry, I'm not the best interviewer in the world, so.
No, you're great. You're doing great.
I really wouldn't say that. I get far too stutty when I do interviews. So
I get very nervous.
Yeah,
I'm always like, I've got clammy hands. I'm always the same on shows.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is my debut at Pro Wrestling Subjective, isn't it? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Who would I like to tag with? That's a really good one.
Thank you. I'm going to remember that. We could be here a while, so just.
Yeah, we could. Then maybe we have to cut this.
No, we haven't got. Well, the door don't open until I think it's 5:30. They don't open until, so we got another half an hour to go. So you got half an hour to think of one. So we could be here for 30 minutes doing this. So. This could be a very long episode.
Yeah. No. Let me think. Maybe anyone.
I can see your steam coming out your ears now.
Yeah. Yeah, probably actually, Jade. The Poison Princess Jade. I'd like to tag with her because she does a lot of knees, and my offense is knees as well, so I think we'd work really well together.
You're a very knee person.
Yeah, and I really enjoy her look as well, and she's just a great girl anyway.
Yeah, well, what I do know is that in the past few in their past few shows, Jay has featured quite frequently for Red Vest Line, I think. So Vest Line, if you're watching this, you heard what Kat said. You want to tag Matt to get it sorted, will you?
Yes. Please, yeah.
You really want that now, don't you?
It would be wicked, yeah, it would be good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
just knee people.
Yeah, just
all of the knees.
All the knees, all of the strong style, isn't it?
All of the knees.
All the knees, all all the things. So what I sort of make an assumption now about with the wrestler is that because obviously you work quite a lot of shows, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what about is does that well. I can't say it ever get boring, because if it's boring, then you wouldn't be doing wrestling.
Yeah.
But does it ever get really tiring for you to be constantly just working shows all the time?
Definitely. I'm feeling it this week, especially. Like, I've been off with an injury for, like, intermittently for the past sort of couple of months. Like, I've had the odd show here and there, but I have had, it's the most time I've had off. So, but yeah, so, like, I'm working full time as well at the moment. So, of course, I've got that, and obviously my son. So like, and then a full weekend of wrestling. So yeah, today I am rather tired. But I love it though. I mean, I wouldn't do it if I didn't.
Well, that is, I think, the big thing, isn't it? You can get tired, but if you didn't enjoy it, you wouldn't do it, basically.
No,
so
just power through.
It, yeah.
I don't like energy drinks, so otherwise I would drink those. But I just get a caramel cappuccino on the way to a show, and then I'm fine. So,
sorry about that. They're just two people just walked past in the camera shot. So. Although
I think they lost.
I think they are lost. I don't know where they're going. You alright?
Okay.
Yeah, if you
with the wrestling.
Yeah, downstairs.
Yeah, it's downstairs, literally below us. So
literally
below us and into the big hall there.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. 2 people here for the wrestling. So because I imagine we don't have long left, I'm going to bring you back to your singing, which you did mention. You did not. Did you really think that I'll forget about that? That is. So I do know that you a few months ago, I think it was, you lent your vocals to Ironfist Wrestling for a show. I think that was in Hereford.
Yeah, it was. I think it was was it the beginning? Yeah, it was the beginning of the Wild Wild West theme, right?
Oh yeah.
It was the beginning. It might be in the second, but basically, it was like because they're kicking off this Wild West.
There's the new sort of Eastern Wild
the
Wrestling.
Time traveling.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it was kind of. It was a nice way to kick off the show. Like Jake Ittens wanted to do something
a bit
something
different. Really.
Yeah, and make it kind of more of like a even more of a show.
Yeah,
I guess. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. So I did. What did I do? I did Back to Black from the Westworld. I think it's a series on Netflix.
Yeah.
I did Back to Black. What else to do? House of the Rising Sun.
Oh, I love that one.
And I was meant to do a third, but then I was interrupted by these hooligan cowboys. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I was so scared though.
Oh.
I love singing, but
I'm gonna guess yours a bit sort of tentative about public singing because I mean it's one thing singing in the mirror to yourself, another thing in front of people, isn't it?
I mean I love singing and I'm not a bad singer. I'm not the best singer, but I'm not the worst either.
Yeah.
I can carry a tune, but and like I said earlier, I did choir and stuff, but yeah, it's like it's so much pressure. I did karaoke for the first time last year, so I don't know why I thought, yeah, let's sing in front of all these people. Wearing like some really elaborate outfit, and then I've got to walk around as well. Oh my day! But I did it. I didn't die.
You did it, and fair play to you for doing that. I would have been absolutely crapping myself.
I was, but I put on this really fake southern accent as well.
Oh
so,
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, howdy, but yeah, it was great that it worked. You know,
that's the main point, isn't it?
And I was really happy with it. So then I was happy with it.
That's good. That's good.
I didn't forget all the words.
They didn't forget all of those.
I forgot some.
Oh no!
But I covered it well because I just went on to like the next verse or whatever. So
yeah.
But yeah, that was different.
Yeah, different. Yeah, I can say that's not something you see at a wrestling show very often, is it? See a nice vocal performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now this is going to put you on the spot a bit. So I did, but your eyes are like. So the doors aren't open yet, so we have got a bit of time left, and I will be going down the out in a minute. So before we end, you're going to be nervous, aren't you? Would you, for the people watching them now, and for me who wasn't at the Hereford show, do a little performance?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, we're going to get it, people.
Songs. Shall I? I don't know. I'm nervous now.
Oh, come on, you can do it.
Okay, I'll do...
Pretend the camera isn't here. It's just... pretend I'm not here and the camera's here. Okay? It's just you singing to yourself, okay?
Okay, I'll just do like a little verse.
You can do it with your eyes closed if you want to.
Huh?
You can do it with your eyes closed if you want to.
It's fine. Okay. I'll try. Okay, so... I'll do Back to Black. I'll just do like a... I'm going to do a little something because I'm going to die. Oh my god. Okay.
Not bad, come on.
He left no time to regret, kept his dick wet with his same old safe babe. Me and my head high. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, Tom, why? I got to oblige, haven't I? Otherwise it's rude.
You're far too hard on yourself.
I know.
Your own worst critic, really.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, that's kind of...
Development of self.
Yeah, although you don't give yourself the credit, because I mean you don't give yourself the credit you deserve.
Thanks.
So I think that is all the time we have.
Yeah, busy out here.
Yeah, and I think Steve Vantil were wanting you down there for the roll call, for the running through the matches. Yeah. So we'll end that there. You're on before we do that. I know you're on social medias, aren't you? You're on.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Just
YouTube as well.
Yeah, Cat Von Kaige on them all. It's the same.
That's pretty simple,
with a K. Yeah, Kaige, all one.
Yeah, and if for some reason you can't find that, then will link them in the description below. So, I will also link the links to my YouTube and everything like that in the description, and my Instagram as well. I don't have one for the page, but my personal one, which I post everything from the Best British News to my personal one anyway, so I'll put that in there as well. I will put the. Is there? I'm going to ask this. Is there a video of you anywhere actually singing at the Hereford show, or?
I'm not sure. I think they'd probably be on DVD. But I will check with Jake, and then I'll let you know, and then you can you can put it on the page.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So then if that
I haven't
order...
seen it myself yet, actually. So yeah, I need to chase that up. Really.
You do really, yeah. So if all that does work out, then all the links to that will be in the description as well. Again, links to your stuff and my stuff will be in there as well.
Follow, subscribe. Yeah.
To us both, please. Both of us. We both need the subs, please. I'm only a small channel. I'm only a very limited channel. But to be honest, I was very surprised to actually agree to do this because I mean I've only got like 43 subs, so I'm a very tiny little interviewing like.
It doesn't matter. I mean, how else are you going to grow, right?
That's
if
true.
you don't have guests and
people
stuff,
you
need
do it,
yeah.
Yeah, so
support small. It's not a business, but small channels. Support small channels.
So support small things, basically.
Small things, yeah.
Support small things. Yeah. So this will be uploaded towards the end of the month because the interviews from May are going to be a bit scattered everywhere because I did realise that the interview that I did with Oliver Newman, I not actually edited it properly. So
I did see you posted something.
Yeah, so I thought, shit, sorry. So the interviews, so part 2 for that. That was very long, but we're down 2 parts. So part 2 for that, Stephen Walker's one, and this one will all be released. I'm gonna. They probably won't be released at the usual sort of Friday 6 thing. They'll be scattered around, I think.
Sometime.
So they'll be uploaded sometime next month. Basically, is all I can really say. So my next interview I'm not arranged yet because that's how organised I am. So I can't really say when that will be. It'll be next month. I can promise you that, but I'm not sure when. So until then, Kat, thank you again for joining me. I do appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.
And we will basically see you whenever, because I've got no idea when it'll be. So we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.